Hello everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much everybody for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's listening right now and watching on Spotify. Today is Monday, January the 12th, 2026. I'm here to give you breaking news, and this is in regards to the missing teacher out of Chicago. Her name is Linda Brown, and I remember I came here and told you about this about a week ago or over a week ago, and um I put the clip of the husband who has been, in my opinion, criticized really badly regarding his missing wife, Linda Brown. He said he did interviews on television. He said, on a Saturday morning, she left for her usual appointment for acupuncture and she never returned home. A couple of days ago, her car was just discovered, but today, about an hour ago, they officially have confirmed that Linda Brown's body was recovered. So she was found dead, and that is the breaking news right now, you guys. I always tell you, I said in the beginning of the video that I did about this case, don't sometimes you have to wait to hear all the details before you jump to conclusions because we're so trained to say, we heard about this case months ago, another family going through basically the same thing. Of course he's responsible, of course he's somehow involved, but I also mentioned, not only not to jump to conclusions, but to remember the ending of a year and the beginning of the year is very difficult for a lot of us, right? For a lot of people who struggle with mental health, right? Especially somebody like her who already was. She returned to work recently after being on leave because of mental health struggle, right? So beginning of the year, people start to analyze. That's why you hear a lot of the times the holidays can be hard for a lot of people, right? It could be because they lost a loved one. It could be just, everybody's celebrating, but you're not celebrating and you just, you analyze your life, right? I think we all do at some point, either ending of the year, beginning of the year, you kind of see where you are and what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish and what you were able to accomplish and what you didn't. Of course, everybody has a different story, obviously, right? So she, you know, she was struggling already, right? And to see the husband being so concerned, right? And I remember saying in my previous video, I wish he didn't spoke so soon to the press because I knew what was coming. You know, I knew what was coming after that interview. People were going to criticize his movements, his answers. Do we see husbands that go on television asking and saying, my wife is missing, and then later on we learn that they actually were the one responsible? Yes, it happens, and it happens a lot. And I think that's where people were coming from. But for some reason, in this case, I just didn't feel that when I saw him. And now we have, I guess you can say, our answer, maybe some type of more information on regards to what happened to her. So let me read you guys the breaking news that was released a couple hours ago, and it was Linda Brown. The missing Chicago teacher, it says here, has been found dead. The family has confirmed, and they said they recovered her body from that river. So the image that came through of her walking through, walking in this trail, right? So they found her car, like I said, a couple of days ago, and then they were able to get footage of her walking by the same trail next to the river, right? So obviously, she's she's obviously having mental problems. She's not getting back to any of her family members, right? She has not been seen. They found her car, they locate her car, and then they see footage of her walking side by the river, right? Obviously, she was definitely struggling, right? So I also saw, I think it was her niece, organizing this search rescue effort. what they were doing earlier today. She was doing a live, I think it was on TikTok, and she's saying here, or she keeps saying, I'm here for my family member, right? So she was saying, I'm here searching with the crew. Once again, early cold morning here in Chicago, searching for my family member, right? And then they just announced they actually found her, but she is deceased. So let me read you guys more information. Just bear with me a moment here because my computer just froze. So it says here the body of 53-year-old Linda Brown, a Chicago teacher who has been missing for over a week, was recovered from Lake Michigan on Monday, police say. Police maintain a heavy presence near the 31st Street beach, with several areas closed off around the Lakeshore Drive. And it says here, shortly before 4 p.m. today, Chicago police say Brown was last seen in the early hours of January the 3rd in the area of 4500 block of South Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Drive in Brownsville neighborhood. Brown was reportedly headed to Wicker Park for an appointment that she never arrived to. Her husband said that he woke up that morning. She had already left the house, and her friend said that she was going through some mental and other health challenges. So it's so sad, you guys. You really don't know what people are going through. So just, I always say, just be kind to people. Really don't know what people are going through, man. It's just, it's so sad because, she had a job, she was married, I'm surrounded by friends and family, and probably, students that love her too. Really, like I think one of her students actually commented and said, "She's so lovely. She was one of the teachers at my school, right?" So really, you never know what people are going through. So it says here that there is no video of her coming back over the bridge or getting back into the car. She was caught on images parking her car, getting out alone, and walking across the bridge. And somebody spoke with a former student who described Brown as a constant source of positivity who made a lasting impact on those around her. Wow. It's so sad, especially somebody who that is always, friendly, positive, very optimistic about life, right? And to be going through something like this behind closed doors is so sad. And somebody said about her, one of the students, I don't know her family personally, but I know the family we created at the school and the impact she had on those she taught, the former student said. She was always willing to help anybody, and she will forever be ingrained in the culture and neighborhood of the students she impacted. So I'm sure like they're probably gonna offer like counseling at that school, right? And I'm sure her family is gonna need counseling. That I really hope the husband maybe shouldn't be checking out what people were commenting about him on the internet, because a lot of people who created videos, it's going completely against him, right? Because like I said, we're so trained to say, they happened before. This is exactly what's going on in this case, and I really hope that he doesn't go and read those comments, because like what happened to his wife, he could be he's going to be extremely affected by that, right? So we really hope that the family and him find the peace that they need in Jesus Christ. So let me know, guys, what you think about this case. If there's any update, any GoFundMe that they created, you can leave it in the comments, and I'll verify and I'll put it on the description. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming to the channel. Thank you to everybody who's listening to the podcast. Have a good day. God bless.